Hey, I'm Candace, a food and lifestyle journalist who loves juicy stories, especially over cocktails. There's something about a great drink that makes people pour out their soul, and bartenders are all too familiar with that.
And he goes, hey, she's really pretty over there. He's like, but I don't really talk to girls. What am I supposed to do?
So, I'm hitting the road, talking to bartenders near and far, listening to what they have to say. Craft beers and ciders are everything in New York City. One of my favorite places for a brew is Craft & Carry, since it has a huge selection of suds under one roof. Plus, my friend Brian is always full of intense stories, and I can't wait to hear more of his outrageous tales.
Hey girl, how you doing?
Hey, fine. Good to see you.
You as well. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. So I'm excited to be in Craft & Carry.
Me too.
Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
We have two storefronts. We have one in Brooklyn at the DeKalb Market, and we also have one in the Gramercy area of New York City.
Very cool. And we're here at the Gramercy one, and it's actually my first time being here, so I love the layout and everything. And you have such a huge selection of beers.
Yeah, we have about 400 of them over here. Wow. We have several on tap, and over in Brooklyn, we have about half of it, about 150. We have about 12 on tap.
Very cool. And I know that you have like a lot of ciders too, right?
Yeah, we have two different ciders. We usually have stouts and IPAs, pilsners. You know, we have all different types of beers that you can choose from.
Fantastic. Well, I'm definitely a cider girl, and I'm getting more into beers. And I see that there's a flight here.
Yes.
So does this mean that we're going to taste something?
Definitely.
Oh, I'm excited. So for this flight, do we have like a mix of beers and ciders too?
Yeah, I have two different ciders for you. I also have a Pilsner and I have a chocolate stout.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'd like to try the ciders first.
Sure. This is the Rosé. Okay. It's by Doc's Rosé Cider.
All right.
It's really, really good, refreshing.
Oh, this is nice and delightful.
Yeah. Then we also have this other one, which is Austin East Ciders. It's a spice cider.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. It's really, really good. It's got some cinnamon, nutmeg. It's like swallowing fall.
It is actually.
Fall goes right down your throat.
It sure does, and I'm cool with that. So you were at another bar, I think in Florida, right before
Yes.
you came here?
Yeah, I just moved here back in July.
Okay.
I got married back in April, and my husband got accepted into law school, and that's the reason why we moved to New York.
Of course, as you know, I'm interested in like all kinds of stories and experiences of bartenders. And tell me a little bit about where you were working before and what your experiences were like.
Are you sure you really want to hear this?
I'm ready, I think.
Sure. I worked at a clothing optional camping resort for gays and lesbians down in Dade City, Florida.
That is awesome.
It's about 45 minutes north of Tampa. I usually say it's like Disney World for adults.
Okay. Let's see. I feel like you should regale me with a couple stories, a couple tidbits that you picked up along the way.
I'm trying to think of one of. It was after the New Year's weekend. Actually, it happened about 2 years ago. I worked at a pool bar, and I went to go open up the bathroom doors to open up in the morning time, and there was a fella who had hung himself. When I saw him, I opened it up. His eyes were bugging out. He had like blood around his neck, but he was still alive. And he was kind of like gratifying himself. So.
Oh, okay. So maybe this was a typical thing for him.
I'm not sure if it was a typical thing for him, but it was not a typical thing for me to watch.
Oh, of course.
Or to see.
What happened to this dude?
Well, it just so happens that one of my regular customers was there, and he was a paramedic, and I called him. He came over. We got him off of the noose. I went and called 911, and they were asking me all kinds of questions like, who is he? I'm like, I have no idea. You just need to get here. Like, he's still alive. I don't know how much longer he's got, but you just need to get here. They're like, how long has he been there? I have no idea, just get here. When I first saw him, I thought he was trying to kill himself or that he was dead because his eyes were bugging out, and I've never seen anything like that before. For days, almost like a week afterwards, every time I closed my eyes, I would think that, like I would just picture his face, I would be able to see his face, his eyes bugging out, and
Good grief.
the blood, and...
Was he okay?
Yeah, he was not Baker Act. I don't know what they call it up here in New York, but down in Florida, you're Baker Act, you're 72-hour in a mental institution if you try committing suicide. He was let go the following day. And so I kind of figured it was because he was gratifying himself at the time, that they didn't think he was a threat to himself or others.
Pretty along the lines of like a fetish, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of fetishes around.
Wow, that is pretty intense. I'm glad he's okay, but
Yeah, me too.
who would ever
Me too.
think that they were just, opening up your bar and there's a body?
That's just a few things. Like, I'm so used to seeing naked people and,
Right.
all their naughty bits here and there.
Yes.
And so when you see somebody hanging there, it's not very good.
Kind of ordinary. Yeah, absolutely. Well, was that kind of like a typical thing, like the practice of fetishes? Were they entertained pretty often?
Well, there's so many different fetishes. We would have like fetish weekends.
Okay.
The only thing that, we're all consenting adults, and one of the things that we don't want is somebody to get hurt.
Right.
If it makes you happy, we're all for it, and we want people to express themselves as much as they want to. But if you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else, they want nothing to do. They would wash your hands and revoke your membership.
My goodness. Well, after all of that, I'm a little bit more thirsty. So I would love to try these remaining beers that we
You got it. Actually, we do have a Pilsner right here. It's Industrial Arts. It's a metric. It's a Pilsner.
Okay.
And then we also have this right here. It's a chocolate stout. It's actually made in
This is
Hershey.
super delicious.
It's made in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
I could definitely get down with this one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Brian, for your
It's
time.
my pleasure. I'm really happy you came
All of
in.
the laughs and the shock. Cannot wait to come back to Craft and Carry again. And I'd say cheers to that.
Cheers.
Take care.
You too. Thank you.